This video shows how you can add standard and custom watermarks to a document. So in Microsoft Word, if you go to the Design tab, you can select the watermark menu over here. Just click the drop-down menu, and then under there's three sections that are standard watermarks. So there's confidential, which has confidential and do not copy, disclaimers, which is draft and sample, and if I scroll down, then there's urgent, which is ASAP and urgent. So each one of these is in here twice. So there's a horizontal version as well as a diagonal version. So this is all based on your preference and what you might like. I'm going to start with draft at an angle, and as soon as I click that, I automatically have it inserted into my page in the background. If I hit a bunch of enters and create a second page, as soon as I do and I scroll down, that watermark is in the background of that page too. So whether you start with just one page and expand later, or start with a bunch and add the watermark later, it's going to apply it to all the pages. It doesn't matter which order you do this in. From there, I can also do custom watermarks. So custom watermarks, I'm going to get to it from the same way, except for I'm going to click this button for custom watermarks, is going to allow me either use a picture as an image for the watermark, or I can modify the watermark that I already added or add one at this point. So from here, I could select the different types of information. I could automatically change this to confidential, and if I click the apply button, I can see what that looks like without actually closing this dialog box. So the really nice thing is you can make little changes one at a time, and then you can see what that looks like to see if you like it. And then if you don't, like that's harder to read, I might not pick that. I could change that back. So I can change that to anything I want it to be, apply, and then I can see the results in real time. You can also change the size at any time and see what that looks like. So that's even bigger. Most of the time, auto is kind of the easiest fit. It makes the most sense to me, but you can change that if you want to. I can also change this color, so I could pick something that's a little bit darker, brighter, lighter, whatever it is you want it to be. Whatever, it depends on what kind of attention you want to draw with this. That's basically what will help you decide those. The semi-transparent is going to take away the transparency. So this is semi-transparent now. When I apply it, you'll see full color. So this is going to be more distracting from the text and may not be what you want. So the semi-transparent is probably going to be the default, but you can also always change anytime you want. And then from here, you can also change the orientation. So even though I had picked originally to have the diagonal, I can change that here after I've already made all these other changes. So if I didn't want to go select the other watermark, so if I click close out of here and I go to the other watermark that said confidential like this, it would take away all those unique characteristics I had set, all those customizations I had set about the watermark. So that's where if you've created a custom watermark and you've changed some things like I had, which I'm going to change these again and change the color, you would want to change the layout here, otherwise you're going to lose the other customizations you had made. So the last thing you can do is to customize is you can select a picture. So I'm going to select a picture. If you want to choose, you want to search or something like that, you can do this, but I'm going to do on my local computer. And that window went really fast, but sometimes that window comes up and it can take a while for it to search. There's a little button in the corner that was there for a second. You could see that said, work offline. So you want to look offline, which is going to give you the same menu as browse from a file. So if you didn't want to wait, you could click that, and then I am going to scroll to a picture from my website, and I'm going to say apply, and now there it is in the background. Now I can also change the scale here, and it'll zoom differently. So if I apply, you can see what that looks like. It's zoomed way in, or I can go all the way down to 50% and see what that looks like. And then at the same time, so it looks kind of funny on the paper this direction, but if I change the layout, the orientation to landscape, then it looks a little bit cooler because my image is wider than it is tall. So depending upon what you're using for that, you may or may not want it to be that big either, and you can always go back to the design and the watermark and custom watermark, and then you can change it some more. So I could put it back to the auto, and that would look like that. So you can set up either picture watermarks, or you can modify text watermarks and change them into anything you want them to be. You can change color, you can change the font, you can change orientation, you can even change the text to the preset text that they have. And you can do that in here, and then once you're done, you just click OK. If you want to remove a watermark, you simply go to Watermark and Remove Watermark, and that takes it out. So that's how you can set standard and custom watermarks and how you can remove one.